This week on the Anime Alchemist podcast, Dragon Ball Gekishin Squadra. Sorry if I mispronounced that. Because y'all know how passionate we are about Sparking Zero, right? And if you're unaware or if you're not online, A, good for you. B, people just have completely given up on Sparking Zero.
You're offered $100 million, but you have to help one of them achieve their goal. Who are you picking? First day at high school, who's making the most friends? Goku, Luffy, Naruto, or Ichigo?
What's something else that you really desperately need by the end of One Piece? Because like we were talking about this more so because I was saying I don't even really care about what the One Piece is anymore.
Nope.
I care more about these other things that need to happen. And Oda can give me whatever he wants for the One Piece and I'll be happy.
Black Blade, Wado Ichimonji. This is going to lead into a theory. I want to know what Ivankov knows about crocodile.
Yeah, that's a smaller thing, but that is super important.
I saw a theory that
Welcome back to the Anime Alchemist podcast. My name is Martin.
my name is Emory.
Gary's
Gary is
not here.
yeah, they're beefing. I told you guys. You guys never believe me whenever I tell y'all, but
I'm sorry. I can't stand to see him right now.
I'm just saying, like,
It's a long story. I can't even get into it. That's
outside this podcast, do you guys ever see Gary and Martine in the same place at the same time? No. You ever seen Bruce Wayne and Batman in the same room at the same time?
I'm contractually obligated, actually. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I've been talking to my lawyers.
It's ironclad. I got it, man. Don't worry.
But thank you guys for tuning in, whether it's on Spotify or YouTube. Make sure to check out our socials. Make sure to check out our TikTok for clips. We also post shorts on YouTube. So definitely turn on the notification bell if you want to stay up to date with what we're doing. Spoiler warning, and spoiler warning does get you an extra 10% off your G Fuel. Never forget that.
Mm-hmm.
And other than that, I don't know if I'm missing anything. This is the first time I get to do the whole intro with you, actually.
Yeah, this is weird.
Yeah, this is the first time in 180 something episodes. So hope I did a decent job.
You're forgetting the main. You're forgetting the dessert.
What?
Let's talk about some anime.
I was about to do that.
You're supposed to do that. Then you go on the
You didn't
rant.
let me do the thing. Man, just reset. Cut.
Cut.
No, I'm just kidding. Today we have a new intern as our producer, and she's willing
We'll
to...
not be back next week.
Well, she's on a testing period right now.
This is what happens when you let the live audience have a day. Like, get behind the scenes for a day.
Yeah. A new mystery voice for our audience to...
Yeah, like it.
Yeah.
Now, we're talking about some anime, but it's more like anime gaming.
Yeah, anime gaming to start with.
And if you guys are new here, me, Martine, and Gary, we're pretty passionate about Dragon Ball games. And there's a new one that's out, and we need to talk about this because first of all, I didn't even know this was coming out.
Yeah, there was
But now-
no marketing for this whatsoever.
None. But for whatever reason, it's all over social media right now.
Yeah, it's been on my TikTok a lot. Everyone's talking about it because it just dropped probably like earlier this week. It's called Dragon Ball Gekishin Squadra. Sorry if I mispronounced that. And we just watched like the announcement trailer for it too, and it showed like gameplay and stuff. I don't know what to make of it. I don't really know what I even watched, if I'm being honest.
It looked like a low budget Dragon Ball League of Legends.
Yeah, almost. Like it was like top down, kind of, sort of, and it looked like you could control. Well, there was like 4v4, so it's like some kind of battle mechanic, I guess.
Yeah, but like
I don't know. They didn't tell me anything about what it actually is.
And I love how they used like flashy, cool characters to try and draw you in 100%.
I will say the fact that like they gave Krillin like the drip with the hat, the coat, all that as a
You
skin.
mean Juan Sanchez?
Yes, they got Juan Sanchez in the game, bro. No, I thought that was pretty cool, and that made me think like, dang, I wish we had like some of that customization in Sparking Zero, because like that's a game where you could actually really appreciate those
skins
and costumes.
Yeah, they have like moving like textured clothing, like Piccolo's driving drip.
Yeah,
It looks epic. It doesn't do you any good in a game where like your graphic is literally this big.
Yeah, dude, that's actually a really good point. Why didn't Sparking Zero implement some kind of like shop where you could actually like purchase skins for your characters? Like that's such an easy way to make more money, and it would fund more DLC, more stuff for the like to keep it long term. But then like fans would get what they want, more skins, customizable, whatever, you know. Like let me change like just drastic color changes and stuff. I don't know.
Just man, I would pay I would pay a good amount of money for Grandpa Gohan's mask. And
That would be cool.
Imagine just going into every match and you're just like, you pick a character, but you just put Grandpa
You put the
Gohan's
mask on there
Yeah.
because Goku's worn that mask before. Well, I think in fan art he's worn the mask.
Yeah.
But still, and like the Halo too. Why is it only that Goku and Vegeta can have the Halo on as like an
Everybody's
item?
died.
Most of that cast has died, and it's the little Halo thing. Just let me put it on whoever I want if I get that item, right? It's so weirdly restrictive in terms of the customizable like stuff you can do for sparking.
And back in the day, you could put the Halo on anybody.
Maybe it's been a minute.
I can't remember which one, but I thought you could.
Yeah, it just seems like they didn't really flesh that part of the game out. Which, granted, like I know it's not an important part, but it would have been a fun part of a game. And this kind of like
it leads really great into the
into just like something that we were talking about before, because y'all know how passionate we are about Sparking Zero, right? And if you're unaware or if you're not online, A, good for you. B, people just have completely given up on Sparking Zero. There's so much hate for it. People say that like it was a waste of their money, that they never should have, you know, spent $100 and whatever for like the Ultimate Edition, which
that was your own damn fault.
That's your own fault. You could have just gotten the base game, but that's I digress.
Hi.
But yeah, people have just been having negative opinions towards the game because there's really not been much like post-game support. Essentially, there's been barely any characters added. Like we've had the superhero characters like Beast Gohan, Orange Piccolo, and then they added the Daima characters, right? And that's about it. There's been no new maps added to the game. No real online support. Like you can play online, but everyone's just kind of spamming the main Vegetos.
And see, like, I think this is the part that we've talked about that a lot of people just kind of didn't take into consideration. Quite honestly, man, do you give a damn about your rank in that game?
Oh no, I couldn't even tell you what it was. I don't remember.
I couldn't even tell you how high I got because I didn't really like. I played online because I wanted a challenge outside of the story mode, and you were busy.
Yeah, exactly.
Like that's why I play online. But it's completely it's not fun when all you're playing is against Vegeta. It's like
exactly.
I like playing Tapion. I want to get better with Tapion because I know there's potential with Tapion.
Oh, 100%, yeah.
I can't unlock that potential if all I'm fighting is Gogeta's, Ultra Instinct, Goku's, Jiren. Yeah, like
Jiren wrecks every time. I always lose to him. But yeah, like I have mixed feelings on it because I definitely see everyone's complaints about the game, and I understand, and I actually agree with some of them too. Like, it would be nice to have a new map. You know, they definitely missed out a few of them. We didn't get like Kami's Lookout. We didn't get like Hell, like where Janemba is from that movie.
Oh, yep.
We didn't get the Tuffle Planet. And those three were in Tenkaichi 3, like in the old PS2 game, right? So you'd think
Tuffle Planet was on...
Yeah, it was. Oh, wait. Or was it on Raging Blast?
I think it was on Raging Blast.
I don't remember. But still, that was a long time ago. And it's not... I don't know. I thought it was cool. And the mod... Do you remember the Tenkaichi 4 mod that we were playing on the computer, the emulator?
It had everything.
It had everything.
It had everything.
Like, that is, in my opinion, a true Tenkaichi 4.
Yes.
Like, to this day, that was basically...
All they need to do now is just update Daima.
Yeah, basically. Which I'm sure they probably have. They probably already have Beast Gohan, too.
Oh,
no, they did when we were
playing.
They
always did. Yeah.
But yeah, that one's a lot of fun.
I want to throw Super Saiyan 4, like that Super Saiyan 4 against the new Super Saiyan 4. I think that would be a more interesting fight than what you're going to get out of Sparking.
Yeah, like Sparking definitely dropped the ball on like the post-game support. But, and this is the main point that I kind of wanted to talk about, at the same time, I think that it is still a little overhated, at least from what I've seen online, because, and this is my own personal opinion, y'all can disagree with it, I think I got exactly what I paid for.
Yeah, same. Right?
At the end of the day, I wanted to buy Tenkaichi 4 and play Tenkaichi 4, which I did, and Tenkaichi 3, for example, that's all it was. It was the story mode that you go through to unlock everything, and you play it probably once, honestly. There's no real reason to go back and play it again.
No.
And then just the player 1 versus player 2, like, local split screen. That's pretty much the only reason why I liked Tenkaichi 3, because it didn't have online back in the day. The only way to get online is if you played it on the Wii. And let's be honest, the Wii version of Tenkaichi 3 does not hit the same as the PS2 version, and I will die on that hill. But that's all I wanted, and it was still a fantastic game. What?
I know why you say that, though. you get upset, like, I don't want to do this for a spirit bomb.
That's
I don't
stupid. No, it's not accurate, man. That's so dumb. Like, just in theory, it was fun, but like, it just didn't work on the Wii. You had to do the nunchucks thing. Remember that?
Yeah.
Respect on the Nintendo Wii, though. You know, do not take. I love the Nintendo Wii. Just that game did not work for that. But anyways, what I was saying is that, like, that's all we had. We didn't have online for Tenkaichi 3, and it was fine, and it was still like some people's favorite game of all time. So Sparking Zero, yes, while it does add the online features and everything, like, I didn't buy that game to play
Ranked.
online all the time and ranked. I didn't buy this game to get a competitive Dragon Ball fighting game. If I wanted a competitive Dragon Ball game, I would have just gone on to Fighters, because that one is a balanced competitive game. You can play any character, and they all are balanced enough, so it's just how good you are with that character's moves, basically.
Okay.
But there was no, like, Gogeta versus Master Roshi. Like, obviously Roshi would lose because he initially has less health. He doesn't do as much damage, all that stuff. But that's the point of the Tenkaichi series. It was, like, realistic to the show, not as a competitive fighter, right? And that's all I really cared for. So then when you did win with Roshi, for example, then the other person was just really bad at the game, you know? And it was, like, that ego boost. But it's, like, a different time. Like, back then, we bought video games as they were. We didn't get online support. We didn't get DLCs and stuff like
Add-ons.
Add-ons. Like, no, you got what you got, and you enjoyed it the way you did. And I think just the nostalgic part of me is why I still really like Sparking Zero, because that's all I wanted out of the game. I wasn't looking for something, like, super, super long-term. And it's something that you can pull out randomly. Like, we just pulled it out for the first time in months, played a couple rounds, and it was great, you know? Like, it was fun, and that's
He
it.
says that because it took him 2 characters to be like, oh yeah, that's how I play this game. Just dropped me in like 2 minutes. I was like,
listen, dude, a lot of it is muscle memory. It's not my fault.
I told him to even take it easy, man.
I did. You beat by 2 characters that I thought I was actually gonna be really good with.
Yeah, it took me 4 characters.
Did it really?
I don't know.
No, I think you were doing good with. You were wrecking me with 1 character. Who was it? I don't remember.
Tapion?
Yeah, Tape. You are very good with Tapion.
Yeah.
I can't count his, like, spin things, so I don't know when to block. He just does it really fast.
Oh, the like.
When he's, like, spinning like that. With his
Oh,
sword.
yeah.
Chill. Sorry.
I do like doing that move.
But yeah, that was my little tangent on Dragon Ball. It was tied in with the news of, if you're looking for a new Dragon Ball game, there is that Gekishin Squadra thing. So let me know if y'all play it, or if y'all are aware of it. Let us know if it's any good, and I don't know, maybe we'll try it out. But at the end of the day, Sparking Zero is still fun, and that's all I have to say on the matter.
All right, so I got a couple fun just anime questions. I got more than one. Okay, so the first one, and if you guys don't already follow me on TikTok, MVJero, I posted this, and I just thought it would be fun to see what Martine says. And hopefully the listeners of this podcast are different than the audience of people who watch my TikToks. But you're offered $100 million, but you have to help one of them achieve their goal. Who are you picking? Okay. First up, you have Madara Uchiha.
So his goal of
Peace
putting the whole world
through infinite Tsukuyomi. So basically Obito.
Okay. It's not out of the question.
Yeah.
I'll think about it. 100 million?
Mm-hmm.
But that's like the whole world.
Exactly.
Who are you gonna
What,
talk to?
and like, what's the point of $100 million?
If you can't use it.
If you're gonna
That's a
Tsukuyomi.
good point, actually.
And that ties into the next one, Lord Frieza. I think his
No.
ultimate goal is to unalive Goku.
If
you do that-
so it's like a hit on Goku for $100 million. Then, no, his ultimate goal is not anymore. It used to be, but I feel like
Just to,
now
like,
his goal is just to conquer like the galaxy.
At what point? What's the point of $100 million? What, like, bro? Like, I'm sure if you're helping him,
if I help him, that $100 million could go a long way, dude.
it's probably not going to be squat, bro. You help him, You're like the top guard now at this point.
If I'm helping
You're-
Frieza, that means that he's putting me on his special forces, bro.
Exactly.
Like I'm
$100
his
million
right hand man.
Exactly. You ain't gonna need $100 million, bro.
100 million in whatever
You got-
currency that he would establish in the planet
Or in the galaxy.
or in the galaxy. You know what I
Okay,
mean?
okay.
He's the Empire. You're asking me to side with the Empire to be like, and I know that makes me sound like a
No.
a butthole, but
I agree 100%. Yeah.
strategically thinking, it's not a bad move to help
From
Frieza.
my thought is like 100 million. That ain't squat for the like payout you're gonna get just from helping Frieza.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, like
So it'd be just an additional incentive, I guess. I don't
yeah.
know.
Honestly, it's an additional like help conquer the universe. Okay.
Yeah, 100%. I'm basically buying my way to power, which
Yeah, exactly.
kind of okay with in the anime world.
This next one, no. This one's gonna start up some controversy.
Aizen?
Nope.
Oh,
Lelouch.
Lelouch.
Basically, go in and slaughter that man's family.
I have a little bit.
and put that man to power. Here's the other issue, okay?
Yeah.
Whether you take the money or not,
Yeah.
you're probably gonna end up helping him because it's Lelouch.
Yeah, that's true. It seems like I probably don't have a choice when it comes to Lelouch.
Yeah, no.
If I had the choice, probably not. No. I mean, his family, like, there were some very innocent people in that family, I guess.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of
Very
them.
innocent people.
You know, if it was just the dad, then I'd maybe.
Okay, yeah,
sure.
right,
He was
right.
kind of a dick, but, you know.
But and then like my other thing is like, you want me to? If I'm gonna be honest, I think I'm gonna hold that man back.
Yeah.
He is highly intelligent.
He can pilot a mech suit.
Yeah.
I can't do that.
I'm not gonna be able to do that.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be a hard pass on Lelouch.
Aizen.
Honestly, similar issue with Lelouch. I'll probably end up helping him regardless if I'm in that area.
Oh,
You know what I mean? Like they
Yeah.
both,
Once you see his Shikai, you're kind of
yeah. What is his ultimate goal? Just to
become the Soul King.
become the Soul King and merge like the Earth, like
Basically, what Yuhabak wants to do.
So why is
There's nothing. What?
the same goal that Yuhabak wants, right?
Yes.
But they both can't be Soul King at
Exactly.
the same time. Never mind. I answered my own question.
Egos.
I thought you meant like why if
Why
they're
did
wanting to merge
Aizen help him?
Earth and like the spirit world and all
Mhm.
that together, like if they both wanted that, why are they like against each other? But now that I forgot the Soul King part. Sorry. Okay, help him become the Soul King.
Yes. It also means you're gonna have to fight Ichigo.
I feel like $100 million just like wouldn't matter if
He's gonna merge all the worlds.
he's
and it's
gonna merge
be a new-
everything and I'm
yeah.
gonna get unalived. So
Yeah.
probably not. No, I'll bet on Ichigo in that
Okay.
one.
Dio
But-
Dio Brando.
okay, I haven't watched JoJo, so that's on me. But
Basically, you just want to fight the entire JoJo bloodline.
so would I have to fight alongside with him to get the $100 million?
Probably. Well, okay, so like in the third like season of JoJo, whatever you want to call it, Dio basically sends a bunch of different like stand users to take out like the two current JoJos,
Oh, okay.
but they all fail. So like you would probably end up being like that,
Mm-hmm.
or you would be like in the final big bad fight, fighting along Dio.
For $100 million,
They-
does he like want to destroy the world or anything like that, or does he care about that?
I mean, the issue is that like his goals never really get outside of the JoJos.
Oh, he's just hyper fixated on
Yes!
just taking them all down.
I guess he's kind of got like a vampire dark-esque kind
like,
of
why
he's a
is it-
vampire. He is a vampire.
Okay, again, I have not watched JoJo's, but why is Dio then such a good villain if all he cares about is just taking down like the family of JoJo's? Like that
Whoever said he was actually a good villain?
Oh, okay. I didn't know if that
He's
was
just,
like a thing.
He's just hype, bro.
I mean, that's fine. I respect the hype, and I've seen the memes. I've seen like like who hasn't seen that?
Yeah,
Come on, that's pretty cool.
that's the other thing. He can freeze time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But
So
like,
your
if his
friend-
only goal is just to get rid of that family and then go about his day,
I mean, probably.
I just got $100 million.
There probably are some darker aspects afterwards. I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. I would think you would hard pass on this one.
Really? Why?
He's a vampire, bro.
What about that?
You're Catholic.
Okay.
I think there's gonna be a conflict of interest there. Like you're probably gonna have to help him, and then you're gonna use that 100 million. And be like, here you go, Vatican. There's a vampire running loose.
That's true.
Mm.
I could immediately turn him in. I get the $100 million. That's a win-win to me.
Oh.
just turn him into the Vatican.
100 million,
There you
then
go.
you're in good graces with the Vatican. Oh, that's genius. Okay. I know you don't know much about this, but if
Yeah.
anybody out there says you would help Griffith for 100 million, I'm having you committed.
Dude, I don't know. This is again on me.
This
I
man
just
slaughtered all of Griffith's
family.
or all of Guts' like crew.
Uh-huh.
Diddled his girl, all for an armor.
All for an armor?
Yeah,
Like a piece of armor?
no, like a full bad. Sorry, armor.
Really?
You know that shirt I'm wearing?
Yeah.
I wear, where it's got like the 4 characters in the side, but then like the dude with the giant like gold, like glorious
Oh, all of
angelic
that?
armor. Yeah, that's him.
He slaughtered his family or his whole like
Yeah.
crew just for that?
Yeah, basically.
That seems a little.
He was also like walking around with an apocalypse on like as a keychain.
Dang. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I need to read Berserk.
Yeah.
I know I've been sleeping on that one a lot, and I know that it's like one of the greatest of all time.
And see, I know a lot of y'all in the comments are gonna be like, "But Griffith did nothing wrong." No, he did a lot of things wrong, guys.
So it's a he, right?
Yes,
I couldn't.
I understand. He's
I'm sorry.
so pretty.
Yeah, he was a very feminine looking dude.
Now, my personal favorite, Aaron Yeager. Okay.
If I get to be part of the 20% that lived, 100 million is gonna go a long
But that's not
way.
helping achieve his goal, bro.
What do you mean?
You don't get the 100 million if he doesn't complete it.
Oh, well then no, that doesn't make any sense. I'm dead either way.
I mean, like, if you're think about it, man.
Think about what do you mean? Think about it. 100% is 100%.
You forget that his whole entire island was left.
Oh, so I'd be in Eldian.
Yeah.
100 million could go a long way in that small.
I mean,
set up
aspect-
shop, you know.
Think about 100 million.
But what's
The whole civilization's basically in ruins. You'd be like a god, bro. You would
but
have
money
so-
wouldn't buy anything at that point.
That's power, bro.
You think so?
Yeah, you'd have to like reestablish the economy. You could be the economy.
I don't know. I feel like I'd have to convince the people that these like the paper that I have is actually worth something now, and I don't know how to do that. That's the government's job. Realistically, we carry around a lot of paper and a piece of plastic that says we have money. We don't own anything, dude.
Boom. Yeah, they're a bunch of simpletons. You can just extort that on them
They weren't exposed to modern civilization
till the end.
until the end.
Oh man, that's what caused it all.
Yeah.
You taking the bet. It's like I advanced civilization a little too quickly, and they all died anyways.
I'm gonna pass on Aaron Yeager. I don't think I can.
Man.
Yeah, I think so far the best ones were probably funny enough Frieza. Listen, I'm thinking military strategy for Frieza. Okay, just because he wants to rule the galaxy doesn't mean he's gonna kill everybody. If he kills everybody, then there's nobody to rule over.
Okay, quick question.
I don't think Frieza's
quick question
that
though,
bad of a
but that
person.
doesn't tell that he's gonna send you out and be like, blow up that planet.
I don't have that capability. I was thinking I could be like an accountant or something for the Frieza Force.
So Blueberry,
What?
you're gonna be Blueberry.
Like his assistant?
That's basically who
I'll
that
be his
was.
assistant. That's fine. I think I can make Frieza laugh. You funny man.
Funny man.
You stay by my side. Also, what better protection outside of Goku and Vegeta would there be than having Frieza as like your boss or something, or your
Being Bulma and having Beerus and Whis.
Black Frieza looks pretty strong. We don't know how that scales.
That's a Whis.
But Whis doesn't interfere.
But that's a Whis.
Right, whatever. The question wasn't what would I help Whis.
Okay.
It was would I help Frieza, and I think I
fair.
probably would.
I didn't. Are you still going with the deal one too?
I mean, the Dio one sounds.
After you were like, take
Like,
the
what
100
did the
mil and
JoJo
then
family do to him? Why does he have a vendetta against them? Like, is it worth going after them for generations?
The worst part is literally just watch the first 5 minutes. So like
Oh, I watched the first episode, but I don't remember it.
Dio's dad basically saved the first JoJo's dad and like mom, and so like there was like a life debt indebted, and he was dying.
Yeah.
Dio was just a bad person out the get-go.
He
killed his
looked.
dad.
I remember him being kind of like a dick.
Like he basically killed his dad, so his dad would send him to the JoJo family, and then he killed like the JoJo dad, and then you got the main JoJo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he seems kind of crazy.
Yeah, no, he's psychotic.
Okay, yeah, that was the word.
And then he just like happened upon like a mask that would give you vampire powers.
A mask that gave you vampire powers?
Mhm.
What show is this? I don't understand JoJo's
It's JoJo's
Bizarre.
Bizarre Adventures.
I walked into that.
Uh-huh. There was also Ains.
AIDS?
I know Ains. I know you.
I thought you said AIDS. Sorry.
I'm glad you were far enough away from the mic. No, Ains from Overlord. Honestly, it's not a bad pick. Like,
Oh, what did Ains want?
he just wants to find his friends, bro. He got isekai'd into that game, and he's convinced that like his friends are somewhere in the world.
Oh, for 100 minutes? Yeah, I'll help him out. Why did we skip over him?
Just because he slaughters a lot of people in that world.
In the video game world?
Oh, good point.
I was like, if it's not real.
I'm gonna bring this up then.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. I know I've talked about this. Okay. They are adding AI to Sims. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, you have brought this up, yeah.
Okay.
Dude.
If you kill a Sims with AI, is it murder?
They don't have a soul.
No.
Okay.
Not yet.
Not yet.
But Sword
Well,
Art
okay.
Online.
Ooh.
You never know.
No. You kill them NPCs.
All right.
Wait.
I've seen Black Mirror. I know how this works.
Hold on.
What?
Unless you... Okay, because you brought up SAO.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, there's a case in there where that technically would be murder.
Yeah. There's no worst case scenario, but yeah.
Oh my God, what's her name?
Awesome.
Yui.
Oh, Yui.
What were you about to say?
I thought you were going to say Asuna.
Oh, no.
Awesome.
No, that was murder. Yeah, no, those were people trapped in a game.
Those were people.
Yeah.
They all died.
Random side note. I found out that the dub who does Lady Marileona
Mm-hmm.
also does Nero.
Nero?
Yes.
In the same show?
Yeah.
Oh, that is very, very
Right?
different. What
This
the
is like
heck?
a super powerful, strong, projecting voice, and then very quiet, kind of.
That's impressive, dude. That's voice acting right there.
Mhm.
Mad respect.
All right, one last little fun anime question for you guys, okay?
Yeah.
First day at high school, who's making the most friends? Goku, Luffy, Naruto, or Ichigo? Right away,
Luffy.
obviously not Naruto.
Yeah, definitely not Naruto. And probably not Ichigo. Ichigo kind of keeps to himself.
Yeah,
He's the cool kid, but like he just seems he has that like attitude of like don't approach me.
Yes, 100%.
Luffy, in my opinion, and then probably Goku.
It's literally been stated that Luffy has that like ability to just
Just
attract
attract
people to him.
Yeah, that's a
Hands down.
no-brainer.
Yeah,
In my opinion, Goku is also just like very
on
easy.
par. Like,
He's simple. You know,
as long as you like,
if,
both-
if you
both
invite them out to
characters-
eat, you're
yeah,
good.
You're
dude.
good. Yeah.
Yeah, and Naruto, like, he would fit in with a specific crowd of kids, probably.
The burnouts. Honestly, I hate to say it, man. I could see Naruto and Ichigo hanging out together.
Oh, yeah, probably. I think they'd be buds. But I think eventually all four of them would be friends.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
100%.
Like, you got to have that dynamic in the group, in my opinion. What is that? Yeah, that's my biggest fear. So that's how it ends in 2070. One Piece finally ends.
2071, One Piece Shippuden.
Boofy, I want to be an admiral.
Oh my god.
Oh no.
Without thinking about it, Martine.
Oh, actually, the fact that you brought up One Piece reminded me of that thing that we also wanted to do. Like, what do you actually want out of the end of One Piece? Because we were talking, and I think I don't even remember how we got onto this topic, but we were just talking about like Blackbeard better really live up to the potential that he's.
If he's an easy fight, I'm gonna be super disappointed.
Yeah, or if we don't even get to fight him, like that's just gonna
Yes.
be weird.
Uh
Like this needs to be a monumental like fight. I don't know, because we haven't seen them clash since pre-time skip, and we've seen what he can do against Law, and that fight was crazy. So I'm wanting a proper like Blackbeard versus Luffy. It doesn't have to be the last fight of the show, but I want it to be a main fight of the show. Like
have we really seen him pop off since the time skip?
Blackbeard?
Yeah.
Yeah, with Law.
Actually using the Yami Yami Nobi though?
No, because he just grabbed him and then we cut to the aftermath.
Uh-huh.
Of it. We didn't see what he could do. So I think he has gotten that power very much under control in 2 years. Then nobody
hold
talks
on.
about that either.
The Yami Yami or the Tremor?
Probably both.
See, like
He's had 2 years to master both of those fruits.
I think like from what it looked like, he's like mainlining the Quake fruit because everybody knows he has it. They also know how it works.
Yeah.
So that like he kind of just throws that out and is just like, all right, that's what you have to deal with. Anybody who can get past that, it's just like, all right, cool. Let me bust out this stuff that you guys ain't got.
Sorry.
You good? Let me bust out the stuff that ain't nobody out there know I can do.
Mm-hmm. That's like his trump card type of thing. Like that's probably more powerful than the tremor fruit.
Think about it. Who's one of the only people to make him really use that devil fruit?
Ace.
Yep.
And that was when
He was immaculate. He just ate that fruit.
Yeah, he had just gotten it, so it was very fresh, and he was already under pretty good control. So just imagine what it would be like in 2 years, dude. I'm positive that if it's not revealed that he's secretly like a zone or something, then that means I feel like he's gonna awaken that fruit and turn it into something.
Yeah.
Either one of them. What would even like the quake or the tremor? I forgot what it's called. What would that fruit look like awakened? Awakening of the week.
So, oh my god, I think the quake fruit. You already kind of saw it.
Just it affects everything else.
Well, Whitebeard, he would put the thing on his bicento.
You're right. Oh, that would be that would be an awakening.
Yeah,
probably.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh my god, Oda was showing that way back
But Blackbeard doesn't use weapons. He just uses his hands. So,
Man, you want to be cool?
what?
If he was like using an awakening, like, 'cause you know how he always ends up pulling out a gun.
He does have a gun.
Imagine like shooting a bullet, hits you, and then like a tremor starts.
Oh, you just implode.
You just give you a little mini seizure.
Bro, that's crazy. Oh, he also has those claws. Remember when he had as a kid?
Yeah.
He doesn't really use them as an adult, but I feel like he'll pull them out, maybe.
Yeah, when he fights Shanks again.
Mm-hmm. And then the darkness fruit. I feel, and this is just my personal fan theory, that somehow that awakening of the dark fruit would be an aspect that lets him transfer devil fruit powers to people. I feel like that, and that's why he covered it up during Marineford, because that's his trump card still. We don't, like you said, he doesn't use it all the time, and that's not something he wants people to see, probably. He covered up Whitebeard and then came out with the fruit. So there's something that he has to do, and I feel like it has something to do with the dark fruit, and that's why he wanted it so badly, because he did research on all the devil fruits, and somehow maybe he got his hands on information about the dark fruit that basically revealed that, hey, this fruit can bypass like the two devil fruit or the one devil fruit limitation, and that would also allow him to transfer it to like his.
I mean, dude, he does have like, who knows, like what kind of connections. Okay, hear me out. Okay, what if he has like information on that devil fruit, because his family was probably like a direct descendant. You know how we talked about how he was a buccaneer? He might be a buccaneer.
Yeah.
You know, we talked about him possibly being a buccaneer.
Yeah.
What if like the Buccaneers were like a part of those like original people who took on the Will of D?
Maybe.
You know how like we don't really know what the Will of D is? Like we all theorize that like, oh, it's like, you know, they like were like a clan.
Yeah, it's probably that they were a clan that like, I always thought that they were going to be a clan basically that just went against whatever Emu wanted, or Emu's clans. It's a clan war at the end of the day. That's probably what it was, kind of like Naruto.
Yeah.
You know, it's probably just going to be more fleshed out because of all the different kingdoms.
Well, I think that's part of the issue though, is a lot of kingdoms have either been, all the original ones have been annihilated,
and the D clan is maybe like one of the only ones to.
Well, I think that like there was probably whoever, I don't know if it's Joy Boy. I like to think that it was probably his old crew.
Oh, like that they were part of the D clan?
That's the D clan.
Oh, you think like the original Joy Boy crew? What would
I might have to add this out.
Okay.
I don't know if you told me this, but somebody brought it up that they think, oh, I remember this. I think it was Kevin who told me this, okay? You know how we
have this man on the podcast?
Yes, we do. I know.
Set it up.
We talked about how we think that Emu used that ancient weapon a long time ago, and that's how we got Impel Down.
Yes, we did talk about that.
Is it Impel Down?
No, Enies Lobby.
That's how we got Enies Lobby.
Yeah,
but if
what we think is probably going to be Uranus. Like, I'm more than positive that that's probably what it is.
And that, like, his theory is like, okay, you saw how it, like, absolutely deleted That one island.
Yeah.
Okay.
Lelouch.
Why is it that Ennie's Lobby has this like strip? The theory goes, what if Joy Boy, that's where he died, bro.
Yeah.
And he died covering up the entire city.
What do you mean strip?
If you look at Ennie's Lobby, there's just a random, like, it's a hole, but there is a piece of like land that connects it, like from like side to side.
Annie's lobby. I'm sorry, I'm a visual
No, you're fine. Look, there's still a piece of island there, bro.
Oh, that's true.
Joy Boy covered it up, and that's where he died.
So you don't think that was like... You don't think that was artificially made?
No. So, I think that hole...
Was the rest of the whole island?
Yes.
Okay.
Joy Boy covered up the town.
Oh my gosh.
And he died there.
Because Joy Boy would have had the gum powers.
Yeah.
He could make himself
big enough to cover an
especially
entire
if
island.
he also could awaken it the way Luffy did, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Make himself giant and just be really big. Interesting. I have never heard that theory before.
Feet and legs over here. He blows up like a balloon. Hands and feet. Head and hands are over there. Like, he's got to be able to grab across.
Yeah.
Feet are over here. And he's just ballooned right there.
That's insane. I've never thought about that theory. That would be the coolest thing if it was related to like a final battle type of thing. Because I love when Oda does that. When we just pass by an island and there's a story there, but then like 10 years later, he's like, hey, remember that island? That was actually incredibly important.
I'm still waiting for info on the lake.
Skypiea, Alabasta. What else? There's another one. Potentially Annie's Lobby. In my opinion, Long Ring, Long Land. I firmly believe that island is more important than what we give credit to. Because of like the
Aqua Laguna. Yes.
Laguna. Yeah, you know. But there's like
Do you think it's the One Piece?
No, I don't think it would be that bad.
No?
No. What would it like you think the One Piece is there?
Yeah.
That would be really funny if like everyone's least favorite arc canon wise was
where the One Piece was.
Yeah.
Because think about it, like it's been confirmed, like the way the world works and how the Grand Line is, and like how you find the road poneglyphs, you're more than likely to have passed by.
Probably.
But like I'm sure like no log pose points to it, and so you just cruise right past it.
Maybe.
Mm-hmm.
I just feel like there's something there, dude.
Oh no, yeah.
Firmly believe it. Oh, Thriller Bark was the other one that I was thinking of.
Oh yeah, Thriller Bark and God Valley.
I 100% believe that. It has to be, man. That's just too many coincidences lining up.
Okay, was God Valley in the West Blue?
Yes.
You're sure?
No. But I think so.
Okay.
According to Brooke.
Okay, that's what Brooke said.
So, yeah.
Okay. I just don't remember, like, I thought they said in the anime recently, like,
They
God
did.
Valley
It's in the flashback, but they did it in the text box.
Yeah.
I just don't remember what it was. But God Valley and Thriller Bark, one and the same, bro. 100%. What's something else that you really desperately need by the end of One Piece? Because, like, we were talking about this more so because I was saying I don't even really care about what the One Piece is anymore.
Nope.
I care more about these other things that need to happen. And Oda can give me whatever he wants for the One Piece, and I'll be happy.
Black Blade, Wado Ichimonji.
Really? That's that high up there for you?
Because, I mean, that means, like, my thought is he's going to use it on Mihawk. I saw this pretty cool, like, fan animation.
Yeah.
And he was basically, like, already down. Like, Enma was broken.
Ooh.
So was Sundai Kitetsu. And all he had left was Wado Ichimonji. And he was, like, on the brink of death.
Oh, my God.
And he just, like, kind of...
So cool.
He started, like, just synchronizing and realizing, like, no, you've been the one that's, like, been with me through this whole journey. You're going to be the one that helps me fulfill this promise.
That would be so good.
And it just... It doesn't do the solid, just like out of nowhere. It just slowly bleeds black.
It has to have like a different sound too, and like a whole different look.
Oh yeah.
That's one aspect that's kind of tough in the manga because it's so black and white. So like armament hockey on a sword looks the same as like what a black blade would.
Yeah.
So
and it's just
that's gonna be an anime very like specific moment. Yeah, I do think that he needs to learn how to do that, and just honestly to jump off on that, the fight with Mihawk has to
happen. Yeah,
like fully give it like as many chapters as you want, right?
give it a whole volume for all I care.
Yeah, that's something that I need to see and like give me the best choreography, give me just like lore, give me a Mihawk backstory. That would be a great time to do that too, because you know how he does that.
He waits until they're about to finally lose, and it's
Yeah.
just like, oh, by the way, this is their
everything
sad
that
baby
happened.
backstory. It's just like,
Yes.
why? Why would you do this
And
to
then
me?
we see that he was actually like really good friends with Shanks in their like young adult life, like all that stuff. And then, dude,
He had a love, and she was ripped away.
he's actually the child of Rayleigh and
I was gonna say,
and I don't remember her name.
like, what if he like fell in love, and well, because his name is like Dracula, Mihawk.
Yeah, Dracula.
And the whole like story with Dracula is that like because he was a vampire, they killed his wife and they burned down his castle. I think what if like where he lives is like the remnants of his old like kingdom.
Yeah,
and you know who was responsible for it?
Akainu.
No, the Navy. Well, yeah, there could be the kind of like
because we've seen Akainu just.
But remember what Mihawk's FFet used to be?
Pirate.
No, Navy
Hunter. Yeah. Yeah, I desperately want to see a Mihawk flashback. Like, give it to me the way you're giving me, like, Kuma, the way you gave me Odin, like, a whole chunk of time where we just see what...
Mihawk deserves it.
He definitely deserves it. Like, he's been with us. He's one of the earliest main characters, like, that weren't part of the Straw Hats. Like, we saw him back in the Baratie. That's when we met Mihawk, dude. Oda has had Mihawk ready to go and knows exactly like his
what
story
he's doing. Oh yeah,
since the beginning. I don't think he would have introduced someone like that because, for example, we know how we have like the worst generation pirates like Bonnie, Law Kid, all them. They were all kind of like a last minute addition.
And he's been using those to like create crazy aspects to the story.
Law, Bonnie, like even Capone too. He had a whole important like aspect in the Whole Cake arc. So, like, we can see what he does with barely any planning with new characters. Imagine what he can do with characters that he planned on from the very beginning, right?
Dang.
Yeah, I'm expecting absolute greatness out of Mihawk.
I also... This is going to lead into a theory. I want to know what Ivankov knows about Crocodile.
Yeah, that's a smaller thing, but that is super important.
I saw a theory that it's not Crocomom.
Crocomom.
Crocodile was on God Valley.
You think he was one of the kids?
And Ivankov knows that Crocodile was a slave.
Oh, that would be even worse.
I mean, like it would explain like why he's just got a gash across his face, how he knows about ancient weapons, and think about it. If they branded him, wouldn't it make sense to cut off that part of the body?
Oh my gosh! You think they branded his hand?
Yeah, they brand the slaves, bro.
That's my new favorite theory. I like that way better than Crocomom theory.
Yeah.
No, Crocomom is still up there, dude. I'm not giving up. I think that's hilarious, and I think that would be so funny. But no, this is definitely my number one theory for Crocodile now. I fully support it.
And like now that you know, like Ivankov was on God Valley, it would make sense. Like, yeah, like I know you were a slave, dude.
That would kind of fit the theme of these, like a lot of the warlords. Like Boa, she was a slave. Jinbei, he was part of the Sun Pirates with Tiger.
And I mean, he's a
Tiger.
fishman, and he was
a fishman. He's been like he understands that there's some kind of connection to the slave aspect of most of them being warlords, right?
And then you got Mingo.
You got Doflamingo, an actual like
slave owner.
Dude, who else are we missing?
Kuma, who has become a slave.
Kuma, who literally lived through all of that, right? The only ones that don't have any connection to that would be probably Gecko Moria, until we find out more about Gecko Moria, I guess. All we know is that he fought Kaido. I mean, unless he actually does have God Valley, then that would be a tie. We're doing it, dude. We're tying the threads together. We're crazy enough to do this. We got to do the... We got to do
the whiteboard.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm trying to think. Are we forgetting any of the warlords?
Buggy, but...
No, he was an original warlord.
Original warlords?
I'm thinking original warlord.
Mihawk.
Ah.
And Mihawk wasn't on that battle because he was a baby, probably. He's Shanks' age. That's like the only one that... Weirdly enough, Mihawk is the only one that doesn't fit that.
Hey, I got... Oh, actually, you know what? I got another one.
Okay.
Just don't give me any looks, okay? I want to know what's... Is it Haku? Cabbage's alter ego.
Oh yeah. Oh, maybe. Yeah. Haku.
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah. His crazy side. What about it?
Do you ever think it's like a manifestation of like a darker persona of themselves, like trying to get through?
Yeah.
Okay. What's something else you want to see?
That's okay. That's one way to do it. What do I want to see? I really want to see a Kainu get taken down
By Sabo.
by Sabo specifically, but I just want to see him get taken down. And we've talked about it a million times, so I won't go on a tangent. But I think Sabo needs to be the one because he has Ace's Devil Fruit power, and it's thematically appropriate for him to be the one because he felt like if he was there originally, Ace would have survived. Since he wasn't there, he blames himself, and this is like a full circle moment for Sabo, and that would be peak character writing.
Oda, if you don't do that, I'm gonna question whether or not you know how to write stories. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I know.
Calm down.
Come on. I really want it, okay?
But I really, really want it, and I'm gonna be so disappointed if that doesn't happen. Like that's gonna hurt for sure. Like point off for sure. Other than that, there's a lot of things that I think need to happen. Outside of like the basics, we want like the Straw Hats to accomplish their goals.
Okay, that's the thing. Like, how many of those goals do you think we're actually gonna see accomplished in the series?
I think we should be able to see most of them. Nami drawing a map of the world. We better get that. At least at the end of the series, by the time that like
maybe as they roll credits kind of thing.
That's lame.
Like the world's really big, bro. That's something I made peace with when I realized how big the world of One Piece is.
I gotta see it happen.
It's gonna
even
take
if
her
it's
a
in a
couple
time
trips.
skip after she's older and she's not a pirate anymore.
Okay.
How about that?
Maybe then. Okay, yeah.
And like she finally did it.
Yes.
It doesn't have to be like when they. It's not like when they find the One Piece, all of their goals have to be done. I don't think that's how it's gonna happen.
A lot of them are gonna get done.
You think so?
Luffy's is done. Robin's is done. Frankie's is done. You could say Usopp's is done.
That's up to him.
I mean, that's why I'm saying you could say.
Usopp being a part of a crew that found the One Piece, in my opinion, does not justify like, oh, he became a great warrior. No. He needs to actually become a great warrior of the sea, and we need to know, oh, it was this moment where he became the brave warrior. Just because he tagged along on a pirate crew that found the One Piece does not give him the credibility, in my opinion. And if that's harsh, I don't care.
I mean, it was enough to get Buggy into a form of power, aka the warlords.
Yeah, but that's Buggy, and that's very different.
I don't care.
also.
I'm always going to have my issues with it.
I know you do, but he's not wanting to be a brave warrior. He's just wanting to.
No, I'm just saying, like, there's merit that comes with serving on the Pirate King ship.
Yeah, it's like your credentials almost, I guess.
But I like what you said immediately. You were like, that's up to him.
Yes.
I think what makes Usopp a brave warrior of the sea is when he himself acknowledges himself as, I am a brave warrior of the sea.
Yeah, like he has to do something so like undeniably courageous that's so outside of his character that like you can pinpoint that's the moment. And I'm really like starting to think I don't know if we're gonna get it, dude. And it's really unfortunate because like, you know, spoiler warning, and you kind of know this because you've just heard like we are on Elbaf in the manga.
Yeah.
So in my opinion, this is like a make or break for Usopp as like, all right, is there hope for this character? Because power wise, there's not been any change. Like he's the same. He's not really gotten stronger. I
feel like his observation
has not been touched since Dressrosa, dude.
BS.
Where have you seen it be?
Right before Egghead. He was the first one to dip out when he
That's
realized
him being scared, dude.
Nah, bro. I genuinely, if you watch, I promise you, if you watch, there are little moments where Usopp goes like, huh, there's something over there. They're just like, what? What do you mean? Like I promise you, there are these subtle little hints, things that he says where you're just like, is that your observation kicking in?
But see, I feel like, okay, I read it more than I watch it, so I don't see those moments at all, right? That might be more so an anime only thing, so I can't speak on that. Even if I were to, you know, agree with you, be like, okay, those could be moments of him using observation. They have not amounted to anything worthwhile in any important confrontation.
Besides Dressrosa.
Besides Dressrosa, which was over 500 chapters ago. Right? And I get it, One Piece is a long story, and I'm all here for it. I want One Piece to go on forever. But also, plenty of time has passed, and I don't feel like Usopp has gotten any meaningful character development. And if it doesn't happen on Elbaf, which is the arc or the island that he has been wanting to go to since Little Garden, right? That's a whole lot of time that we invested and waited for something that didn't happen. That's going to be very disappointing for him as a character, because then I'm going to start to believe that, like, okay, well, he's genuinely just the weakest link and I just don't care about Usopp. And I don't want to do that because he's a Straw Hat. And I've seen him at his best and I've seen him at his worst, and his best can, like, amount to something. He has those moments, but he just doesn't do anything with it. So that's all I'll say about the manga specifically. But I need him to do something. Like, he's one of the original 4.
Oh yeah, no, I agree completely.
So outside of that, I want Sanji to find the All Blue, which we very strongly believe is going to happen.
Again, I think it's going to be one of those, like, time skip. We're all meeting up. I think that'll be a really. You think that's going to be?
No, I have a whole theory on it.
Well, I'm listening.
Okay.
If we only had a podcast.
I've mentioned this before years ago. Yeah, long time ago.
Oh, with, like, Luffy breaking the red line, and then all
the only thing keeping the All Blue from existing
is the red line.
Is the red line, because the Grand Line is just mountains and stuff created by the red line, because it's the intersection, right? That's where people come in and they go, and then they go on the Grand Line, which is the actual stretch of, like, ocean that's just a lot more dangerous, but it's ocean. So as long as the red line gets destroyed, which looks to be, there's a theory that it could be a man-made structure. We don't know. But if that's the case, then I think it is a man-made structure.
I mean, and I've heard the theory a lot about not it being a man-made structure, but, like, the red line being destroyed.
Yeah.
It coincides with, if the red line's destroyed, you know what's going to be destroyed with it?
Fishman Island.
Bingo.
And
Luffy
Madame Charlie's vision comes to fruition. Yeah. And if that happens, which I don't even know necessarily if it would be Luffy doing it or if it's an ancient weapon that does it or whatever.
It's Buggy awakening.
He could. Man, that man needs to get it together.
Stronger than Sukuna.
He really would be. Except Sukuna can swim, probably.
Huh.
Stop. No, we're not doing this.
It is Yuji's body, bro. Well,
if the Grand Line gets destroyed, Fishman Island gets destroyed, but then the oceans, like,
all connect.
Yeah, they all connect, and then you would get your All Blue. So
okay,
I
that
think
makes
that
sense.
one realistically could happen by the end of it.
Okay, that one, yeah.
Same with Zoro becoming the world's strongest swordsman.
I think that one's just gonna be a given.
That has to happen if we get a fight with Mihawk, right?
Yeah.
And then who else? We talked about Nami. We talked about Usopp. Robin wants to. So you said Robin, Luffy, and Frankie would basically accomplish.
Yeah, there's all basically get accomplished the moment the One Piece is.
Yeah, so that's good. So all that's left is really Brook, Chopper, and I guess Jinbei. Am I missing anyone?
Yeah. What's Jinbei's?
Does Jinbei have, like, a goal?
Not really. I think he just wants to serve under Luffy.
Maybe. Dang. I feel like he should have, like, an actual goal. Maybe we'd have to go back and double check. Maybe it has something to do with Fisher Tiger and, like, like liberating the fishmen or something. Or
yeah.
I feel like it has something to do with that, like, just making the world less racist.
So, yeah, probably. Well, yeah. Serving under, I think it was probably something like serving under, like, it's definitely has to do with serving under Luffy.
Yeah, I mean,
he holds
he said
Luffy to such high regard that it's just like, no, I want.
Yeah. And Brook is Laboon.
Yeah, I mean,
which we have to get if we get the All Blue, then we get Laboon.
Oh, huh? Wow. Okay, yeah, maybe a lot more do get found.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's totally possible. He just has to make sure to, like, do it.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, I think the one that's least likely to happen is probably Usopp.
That's sad.
And that is sad because realistically, it's not that it's the easiest one, but it's just the easiest one to write for, I guess. Like, write an important moment for him. Like, dedicate an arc to him the way you've dedicated other arcs to other characters.
He's going to die.
If that's what it takes, like, it better be.
His observation's going to fully kick in, bro. Like, he's gonna
has to get future sight, dude.
He's gonna get future sight.
That's the only way to fight.
He's gonna know somebody's gonna die,
and
he's gonna put himself in that situation where he takes, like, a bullet for Luffy.
Oh man, that would be it. I think that would definitely justify it as, like, hey, instead of running away this time, you actually
ran towards the gunfire.
Yes. Oda, please. I'm not asking you to kill off Usopp. I'm just asking you to make me like him better, like more. Just.
And you guys all said it was bad because I didn't like him, and he was my least favorite Straw Hat.
No, he's my least favorite Straw Hat too.
Everybody at home, y'all heard that. I am not alone.
Yeah, sue me. I have my reasons. He's funny. It's not like I don't want him around.
Yeah.
I love Usopp. I just, in terms of priority, he's probably my least favorite.
Which is so funny considering we have Jinbei.
Jinbei had way more depth and character after everything we saw on Fishman Island, after his stunt on Whole Cake, dude. Like, come on.
Hold on. There was something I saw recently where it was like, there's more emotion in this single scene than there is in all of Solo Leveling.
Oh my god.
Hold on, I'm gonna find it. Man, this is gonna bug me. Oh, you know what? Here's a quick question. How do you feel about how much the... You know what? Never mind. I was going to ask, like, how do you feel about how much the anime censors some of the manga?
It bothers me a lot.
Well, like, one thing in, like, particular, they always
censor.
censoring the middle finger.
Yeah, but they don't censor Kuma's dad getting shot in front of him. What the hell?
And somehow they always enhance that.
Always. Every time, dude.
You know?
Toei pisses me off. That's why I'm really excited for a Wit Studio remake, because hopefully they don't.
Yes,
repeat
because
the
you know
same
what I want, bro? I want a manga accurate Whitebeard losing half his face to Magellan, not
I
just
know.
losing part of the mustache.
That's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, the anime is great, but it definitely drops the ball on some really important parts, you know? Like, they shy away from some more graphic stuff that I think would just make it better.
This might need to be cut out, but what if Japan has a fetish for death?
For death.
No, they've
Or harbor and shit.
I think they have a fetish for pretty anime women.
they absolutely have a fetish for that.
It's because like they always prioritize like the sexual stuff in an anime more so than like other stuff, and I'm like, and that's why anime gets such a bad rap sometimes, because like that's the first thing that people think of, and I'm like, if you can just look past that, it's actually really good stories and action and
Death
stuff.
and titties.
Death and titties is kind of a staple for anime.
Oh my god, I found it, Martine. How do you explain to people that this dog from One Piece has more backstory and character development than any character in Solo Leveling?
I mean, it's so accurate. Actually, it's really depressing because
Yeah.
I love Solo Leveling, but damn it, it's just like
That dog's story was impactful. That
Yeah.
dog's story told you straight up, like, this was that kind of anime. We gonna
Yeah.
make you feel things, but at the same
You're
time,
gonna feel.
it's cool.
Yeah, the only time you ever feel anything in Solo Leveling is when he wakes up his mom, probably. Like, that was an emotional moment, and I think that was really good.
I mean, yeah, they're basically all the emotional moments are gone.
Yeah,
It's
there
just
is
straight,
probably
it's just straight
not
aura farming.
Oh, no, actually, there is one more moment that I think that they could do really, really well.
yeah,
Spoiler warning for future Solo Leveling anime seasons.
The dad encounter.
The dad encounter. He
Yeah.
cries, for sure.
Yeah.
I remember that, and I'm hoping that it's as good, if not better, than the mom reunion.
Mm-hmm.
But then after that, that's just, there's no emotion.
It's just aura farming.
All aura farming. It's dialed up to an 11, dude. You thought he was aura farming now?
You guys haven't even seen him
Y'all
with
ain't
his sun drip
seen
woo.
anything.
That's what's
dude.
funny.
He doesn't even have the drip yet.
Yeah, that's a little. I was like, that's what's funny is everybody's like, oh, sun drip woo, sun drip woo. I'm like, that ain't sun drip woo,
I
y'all.
know. No, dude.
Till you see
That's Sung Jin Woo, but Sung
Hey,
Drip
Woo.
Woo is. We got a glimpse of him at the end of season 2.
Yeah. No. You know it's sun drip woo when he comes out of Egris's cape.
Yes.
That's Sun
Oh,
Drip
that
Woo.
was so
When
clean.
man, the way Egris does it, he's just like my liege. It's
Freaking entrance. Oh, you gotta give it to him. I know it's all aura farming, but it's still good.
Mhm.
It's still entertaining. And I didn't get to talk about this because y'all talked about the Crunchyroll Awards, which I also agree with a lot of things that y'all said. But one of the other things I've noticed is everybody hates Solo Leveling now because it won.
Oh, yeah.
And I get it. I didn't want Solo Leveling to win at all. I think Frieren 100% deserved Anime of the Year, but that doesn't make me hate Solo Leveling.
Oh,
I
yeah.
still really enjoyed it. So, like, I think people need to also relax that, like, hey, Solo Leveling was really good. It's basic. It's super simple, but it appealed to, like, the masses, and it was very, very popular. So it does deserve some recognition. I'm just say I definitely agree it didn't deserve Anime of the Year, but it was not a bad anime, and y'all shouldn't just switch up just because it won something that you didn't want it to win.
I say we start a new thing.
What?
Okay, when we pick up a series, we should determine whether or not, like, oh, okay, this is a basic story. Is it going to be popular or is it not? Because I'm going to be honest, 4 episodes into Demon Slayer, you can tell basic as can be. And that completely changed anime.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, this is like the new generation's Demon Slayer for sure.
That was 2019.
Yeah, which wasn't even that long.
You know what they got in 2020?
What?
JJK.
Oh, so it kind of happens every couple years, huh? Well, no, but JJK is not a simple or basic story.
That
It's the
beginning-
opposite of it.
That first season was kind of meh.
It wasn't as
It was
good
yeah. It was not until they gave you the Gojo backstory.
that you feel like it got more complicated.
Yes, and then like the
Yeah,
Shibuya
I guess
incident.
you're right. Season 1 was pretty much just we have to find all the fingers.
I'm wrong. It wasn't even season 2. It was movie 0.
Oh,
Once
the
they introduced
movie.
like Yuta and they're like all the other like aspects, it's just like,
Yeah.
oh.
But even from the beginning, I mean, that's just for anime only. The manga had already gotten to a point where it was definitely more complex. so
Exactly, but like
getting into it, most people knew of JJK beforehand. They knew it wasn't going to be a basic, story. I think JJK definitely mixes the really good animation with some might say too complex stories. Eventually, like you'll see season 3 is when it really starts to make you think and wonder what are they talking about.
you guys are gonna be asking us every week, like, what did they talk about? Like, what did they say? I'm like,
I don't know.
my brain hurts already thinking about it.
Hikari's immortal for like some time. that's how I simplify his power.
Always bet on Hikari.
Always bet on Hikari.
How
Unless
long-
he has to fight a femboy. Oh,
Don't
come on.
you dare ruin him for me.
Dude. That ending was... Wait, did you...
There is no fucking ending. Sorry.
Dude, I completely blocked out of my mind that you also read the manga.
Yes.
And that we both finished that manga.
Buddy, we had an entire
we could
episode.
talk about that.
We have.
Well, we do.
We did an
Yeah,
entire episode of
I
it,
guess
bro.
I was just so blindly mad at it that I just forgot that it happened.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I know we talked about it, but did we ever talk?
The ending?
I'm pretty sure we did.
If we didn't, we'll give you the Spark Notes version of it. The ending for JJK, in my opinion, kind of sucks.
We maybe not be able to do that. Yeah, it sucks. That's the best way we can say it. That's all we can say because
Yeah, that's all I'm saying. Oh, I'm so sorry. It doesn't all suck.
I wasn't even listening.
Oh, great.
That's awesome. I love you. Thank you so much.
Yeah. All right. Well, I do appreciate everybody for tuning in for this episode. Let us know in the comments whether or not you liked it, you hate it. Please give your input on some of those fun anime questions. Martine still wants to work for free. Is that weird?
I mean, with proper benefits, probably. But one last thing before we end this, and I just remembered it. It seems out of our last episode, the overwhelming response to Gary's anime or manga.
Oh my god, yes.
It seems to be leaning towards the manga. So keep writing in the comments if you still prefer Gary read the manga for Boruto over the anime. And then I think the next time that he's on, he'll probably
Have to give an update.
have to give an update or at least just say that, hey, I'm starting the anime, I'm starting the manga. So I'm excited for that little mini series because that came out of nowhere.
Yeah, just keep leaving those comments. Let us know. I mean, if you guys think you should watch the anime, by all means. But yeah, right now it looks like everybody's going to have him pick up the manga,
Yeah, so that'll be interesting.
which is great. That thing's not going to be on my watch list.
Yeah, I'd rather just know what happens directly from him. I'd rather him like tell me, not chapter by chapter, but like arc by arc. Like this happens, then that happens.
No, I'm very trying to be very honest. I was very concerned that every time I turned on Crunchyroll, I was gonna have to see that on my recently watched.
Yeah.
Because you remember, me and him share an account.
Yeah, you dodged a bullet with that one.
If he's reading the manga, that's his own problem. I don't have to look at it. All right, but appreciate everybody for tuning in. Like always, Alchemists out.
I'll put this out.